I was poking around in the engine compartment of this ML320, I immediately saw this rust on this bracket in the battery box, and you could look down in there and say, uh-oh, we got a problem. Now this is early. We're catching this early. If you let this go, you'll have a bunch of holes here. You'll have to do a little investigative work here to get this out yourself. You got to see the rust in the previous scene, and you have to admit that was pretty ugly. Now to get to this, we went ahead and removed the air box and everything we could. The thing about this battery tray, and it's different from other Mercedes, it's welded into this inner fender panel. So if you neglect rust and let this go, it's going to start eating right through the fender. So when you see the rust like this, you want to get on it right away. And that's what we're doing here. We took and cleaned this little wire brushing. You don't have to get rid of all the rust when you're using Miracle Paint, but we used alcohol because we want to make sure this surface is really clean. If you use some sort of soapy cleaner to clean everything up, you wouldn't get that off, and the Miracle Paint wouldn't stick as well. So we thoroughly cleaned this with alcohol. We're going to shove some Miracle Paint under here as best we can, let it run underneath here. And then I want to show you the battery box itself. You can see this had a pretty good coating on it from the factory, but it wasn't good enough to deal with battery acid. So this is the area we're going to coat. We're not going to paint the whole thing. We're just going to paint these rusty areas. Maybe on the front here, we'll just paint this whole area. So I'm going to bring out the Miracle Paint. If you haven't seen this stuff before, there's a couple things you need to know about it. First thing is use disposable brushes. You'll never get this brush clean. You go use a really fancy brush, you can clean it with lacquer thin or whatever. You come back a couple days, it's hard as rock. When you reseal the can lid, you use plastic, saran wrap or plastic bag. If you put the lid on and the lid's dirty like you see here, it's going to bond it to the can. So I'm going to start out by going underneath here. I'm going to go under as far as I can, and I'm going to put it on fairly thick because I just want to let it run down in there, okay? Shove it back down in there, okay? And then I'll put it on real thick here because I'm not concerned about it running. All right, now I tackle the rust. Just lay it on thick where it's sitting over the rust. And I don't think you need to watch me coat this entire battery tray. But we'll coat this up, and we'll coat up the box and come back and show you the finished result before we reinstall the battery in this car. And when you're coating an area like this, it is going to drip. So I recommend putting something underneath here on the floor, and when you're done, set this on wax paper. That'll pick up all the drips, and whatever you set it on won't be bonded to this metal. But it actually loves sticking to rust better than bare sheet metal. So don't be afraid. Get rid of the flaky rust, but you don't have to get rid of every spot of rust before coating with Miracle Paint. Well, my battery tray is protected now, and you'll have to admit that looks a lot better. Let me show you the box. Now what I did with the box is I just coated the areas that were rusty, particularly this area down here got 2 coats. And now I decided, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean this, and I'm going to use a new Scotch-Brite pad. If you use a Scotch-Brite pad, that's going to abrade the surface so the new paint will stick without, have to spend a lot of time. The problem with sandpaper is you can't get around in all these little cracks, but it works pretty well. You just run the Scotch-Brite into the grooves, and we'll get this all cleaned up, paint it silver, And then we get to see how it looks again. I wanted to show you this because you got to go back to what this looked like. I'll just show a quick scene of what this looked like before we started on it. But we've totally restored the battery box and the tray. And look at how nice that looks. You know, just detailed everything out. And we've protected it. That's the most important thing. We've protected it from ongoing rust problems. If you've ever tried to pull the air box out of one of these, it can be really tough. And you'll swear it's not going to come out, and sometimes it'll just break the nipple off the bottom of the box because they get so hard in these rubber parts. And you see the hole there, and that's where the pin on the bottom of the air box goes in, and it just snaps in. That's what holds it in place. There's no bolts. So the trick on this is when you go to reinstall this, you're going to put some silicone dielectric grease down in here. And you'll be amazed. It'll hold it in place, but the next time you go to remove this, it's just going to pop right out. And that's the same with these rubbers on the engine cover. I'll show you that in just a second. They'll break tabs and everything else. But watch over here. I'll just take, while I'm here, I'll just show you. We're going to put a little bit of silicone on these rubbers that hold the clamps for the engine cover. And when you do that, you'll be amazed how much easier it is to get that engine cover on and off. This rubber seal for the airbox can also be a big hassle because you'll try to get this down in here and it'll fall out of position and it crushes it. So what I found is just get, you don't need much. I'm just going to put a little bit of trim cement. This stuff is something else. Okay, that's all you need. Just hold it in place. Since this is kind of a contact cement, I'll push it in, and then I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to pull it back up like that, and I'm just going to let it sit for about 10 minutes before I push it back down. And that'll keep this rubber in place while you're messing with trying to get this box in, because sometimes it's not easy to get back into position. And finally, for this phase of quote-unquote restoration, I'm going to put a new air filter in here. The other one was dirty enough that I didn't want to hassle it. Just make sure it gets down all the way around before you put the cover on. Now, we're back to driving this thing. I know there's other things I need to do. It looks like we got a little leak on that power steering tank O-ring, but for now, looks pretty good. We're going to put some more mileage on this thing, and then I'll come back and report. If it looks promising, we'll continue.